Hello, everybody. You are watching Out of Order. My name is Anthony Buono.
My name is Ben Mayer.
And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about how a top member of Israel's war cabinet is threatening to resign over Benjamin Netanyahu's actions in the Gazan war, or honestly, inactions.
Yes.
So Benny Gantz, he is the leader of the National Unity Party. This is the centrist, liberal coalition big tent party that operates in the middle of Israeli politics. And he is demanding that Netanyahu present a plan for the future of the war in Gaza. Otherwise, he will resign. These points that he's asking for, I think, they're very good. But I don't think any prime minister in Israel would be able to accomplish these things, to be honest.
Okay.
But I want to go into what he's asking.
Okay.
He wants to give Benjamin Netanyahu 3 weeks until June 8th to create a plan to secure the hostages with Hamas. I think that one's doable. Explain how the region will be governed in the future. I think that one's almost impossible. And then make a plan for normalizing relations with Saudi Arabia. That's already in the pipeline. That one's doable.
So explain why you think explaining how the region will be governed is impossible.
There are so many different power brokers that need to decide how the region will be governed. Like, I don't think it's a question for Israel to make. It's as much as a question for the Palestinian people to make on their own. And Hamas needs to help make it too.
But do you think from Gantz's perspective, there is any input to actually be taken into account from Hamas and Palestinians?
No, but he's incorrect in even assuming that he could get this, is what I'm saying. He's wrong that it can even be possible to explain how the region will be governed in the future. I think that's an impossible ask.
I think he can ask for an explanation, even if the explanation happens to not be realistic.
See, I read the word of explanation differently. I read it as an actionable plan.
Okay.
You're reading it as an ideology, like what would you want? And
Sure.
so I think the way you interpret it is possible.
Okay.
I don't think an actionable plan is possible, but I think if he means it like that, that is possible.
Okay.
And that's what I would expect from a prime minister in Benjamin Netanyahu's position. He said something pretty important and fairly with fiery language against the right-word parties in Israel. He says, if you choose the path of zealots, dragging the country into the abyss, we will be forced to leave the government. We will turn to the people and build a government that they can trust. The fact that he calls the right-wing members of the parliament zealots is really powerful language, and language I really appreciate him using. Because
it's accurate.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
So much of the Israeli war in Gaza is religiously driven.
Oh, yeah.
So much of it is the belief that God promised the Jewish people the land from the Suez up into the Euphrates River. And, if you read the Bible, God does promise Abraham that.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make that dream come true, and they have this religious feeling towards it that they're not going to give up on that, no matter what the geopolitical realities of the day are.
And it's not just the war in Gaza, it's also the expansion of settlements in the West Bank. It's like the entire expansionist idea of this current government, which is full of zealots. It is full of religious fundamentalists.
Yeah. Gantz leaving the coalition wouldn't necessarily doom the government, but it would put it on an uneasy footing and lose Benjamin Netanyahu even more credibility among the people of Israel. One point that I want to go into here is what Gantz really wants out of a future governing portion of Palestine. This is something I do agree with.
Okay.
With Gantz. Gantz wants Gaza to be run by an American, European, Arab, Palestinian civil administration with Israeli security oversight. I don't necessarily agree with the Israeli security oversight portion, but I do agree with an American, European, Arab, Palestinian, like a larger international movement to help govern the area towards a era of stability.
Like a not just Palestinian, because we couldn't get another Hamas.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's honestly, what's kind of messed up is it's kind of similar to the Palestinian mandate system that the British had back in 1918. It's basically making another Palestinian mandate where the international order is going to come in and be like, okay, guys, we're going to calm you down. We're going to, integrate you into the world economy. And then after you guys all calm down and the extremism is going away, then we'll let you elect your own parliament. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's what has to happen, because if there's an election in Palestine right now, I'm not convinced Hamas loses.
I agree.
And I'm not convinced that the people of that the Gaza Strip could even run a proper election right now with Hamas in power.
I also agree.
So I don't know another alternative. I've been saying this for a while. My ideal solution to the conflict is Palestine and Israel both get their own state, and then if either side attack one another, America and China come together and just destroy the hell out of whatever side started it. That's my dream scenario. I'm being cheeky there.
No, but
the point
a
is
deterrent
true.
Strong enough.
Yes.
Yeah, that it would never happen
Right.
again.
A deterrent strong enough that there would not be a war started again.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Okay.
But so this is where Gantz's position is. Gantz's? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Benny Gantz? Yeah, Benny Gantz. This is similar to what Biden is pushing for. Biden is also pushing for that American, European, larger international governing apparatus in Palestine as a transitionary period towards a Palestinian state. He's also expressed support for that. So the Saudi Arabia would play a huge role in governing Gaza. Saudi Arabia would play a massive role.
Which is interesting because I don't know if they want to.
I don't know if they want to
think
either.
they want to, but I don't think they want to, but they also don't like Hamas controlling it.
But you know what they really want? They want a defensive pact with the United States.
Yes.
And so they would do pretty much anything to get that.
Yes.
And so if America says, which is currently the deal on the table, by the way, is, all right, Saudi Arabia, you help govern Hamas, we give you a defense pact.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. You know?
Yeah, that I think they would go for it.
Yeah. I want to talk briefly about the Biden giving a commencement speech at Morehouse College. And he applauded when the valedictorian of Morehouse College called for a ceasefire in Gaza. I'm glad he applauded. I don't think it doesn't say like that much. It doesn't show a shift in his policy. But
No.
do you think Biden wants a ceasefire? Because I think he does.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, this war can only hurt Biden,
Yes.
but it is also much more within his power to end it or to adjust the most important foreign country's policy towards it than anyone else in the world, right? So like I do believe he wants to end the war, or he wants the war to end, but it doesn't matter if he wants the war to end if he's not ending the war. Thanks for watching this episode of Out of Order. If you liked the video, consider becoming a patron on Patreon.
On Patreon, we release exclusive content every week. This week, we're going to be talking about the Supreme Court decision upholding the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. We're going to talk about how BMW got caught with their pants down using child labor. That didn't sound good. And then new updates in the UAW push to unionize the South.
And then for our deep dive this week, we're looking into the Baumol effect,